This is lesson 1.4.1, which is about place values of whole numbers and rounding whole numbers. And although it might not seem that important, there are so many times when the instructions in a math problem refer to round to a particular place. And if you don't do that, then questions are literally marked wrong, even when you did most of the arithmetic correct. So we are going to talk about, first of all, place value. And it is called that because when you have a number like 5, 2, 6, the place of the 2 gives it a particular value. It is 2 in the tens place, so it's 2 times 10 or 20. And the 5 is in the hundreds place, so it's 5 times 100, 500. So that's why it's called place value. Suppose I had the number 47916. All right, the 4 is in the 10,000s place, thousands place for the 7, hundreds place for the 9, tens place for the 1, and the ones place for the 6. To read numbers, you notice that I've changed colors here every 3 numbers, and usually when you write numbers, you end up putting a comma every 3 numbers. Those are called periods of numbers. This first one is the ones period. The pink one is the thousands period. The next one is the millions period and the billions period. When you read a number, you only read the 3-digit number that's in a period. Like for this one, I would say the number 47. 47. Then I say the name of the period, so 47,916. If I did, say I added those, I would say 2,747,916. If I added, say, a 3 right here, I would say 32,747,916. If I had a few more digits, I would say 8,132,747,916. So that is place value, and I hope that it is helpful, and most probably you already understood and knew that, but it might not hurt to review it. Now we're going to talk about rounding numbers. And so I've put this little rules here, basic rules. If you're supposed to round to a particular place value, or to a particular place, say you're rounding to the 10,000s place, okay, you look to the digit to the right of it to make a decision. Here's what it says. If the number to the right of the rounding number is 5 or more, then the left rounded number goes up by 1 place. If the number to the right of the rounding number is 4 or less, then the left, or the rounding number, remains the same. Every number after the rounding number becomes a 0. Every number before the rounding number remains the same. If the rounding number, the number in the place you're supposed to round, is a 9, and if it goes up by 1, then a 0 is placed in the rounding place and a 1 is moved to the next place to the left. It's as if you're carrying. And we'll see examples of that in just a minute. I'll come back to these rules. They make more sense when you're using them rather than just reading them. Okay, the first problem. round to the nearest 10. Now, what's super important is that you actually look at the number sitting in the tens place. The next thing you do is look to the number to the right of it because it tells you what to do. Because the number to the right of it is below 5, it is only a 3, then that means that you leave that alone. You will say it is 5, 2, and you do not raise the 2, and then you always finish off after the tens place in this problem. You finish off behind it with zeros. Okay, let's look at the next one. Round to the nearest 100. What is in the hundreds place? It appears to be the 6. Well, the number behind it, this is the one that tells you what to do. And it's a 5. So it says round up. So it will be 3, 7. And then since that's the 6 turns into a 7, and then you finish off with zeros. So after the hundreds place is zeros. After the tens place is a 0. Let's look at the next one. Round to the nearest 10. All right, there's a 9 sitting there, and it is the 8 that tells you what to do. The 8 says round up. Well, the 9, if I round it up, it will become a 10. So I'll put a 0 where the 9 was, and I'll carry the 1, and now I have the 69 has become 70, and I finish off with zeros. Okay, next one. Round to the nearest 10 again. Ah, it's another 9. What is to the right of it? 7. That says round up. When you round a 9 up, it becomes a 0 and you carry 1 over. So I will have 8, 0, and then finish off with zeros. All right, number 5. Round to the nearest 1,000. All right, what is sitting in the thousands place? It is, it is a 3. But what makes our decision for us is to the right of it. That says round up. So that 3 becomes a 4. It will be 3, 4, 0, 0, 0. Every digit to the right or behind the highlighted place will always be a 0. All right, number 6. Round 55,642 to the nearest 1,000. All right, what's in the thousands place? A 5. What makes my decision for me? The 6. And the 6 says round up. This 5 becomes a 6. So it will be 5, 6, and then finish it off with zeros. Next one. Round to the nearest 100. All right, there is a 1 in the hundreds place. What's behind it? A 9. It says round up. So the 1 becomes a 2. It is 154, 2, 0, 0. All right, next one. We're supposed to round to the nearest 1,000. Well, what's sitting in the thousands place? An 8. What tells us what to do is the number behind it. It is a 3. It says same. Leave it the same. So it will be 9, 8, finish with zeros. Next one. The nearest 10. Well, there's a 9 right there sitting in the tens place. What tells us what to do? The 1 does. Because it's under 5, it says leave it the same. So it's 1, 9, 9, 9, and then finish with a 0. And one way to think of it is if you're just looking at this much of the number and you're supposed to round to the nearest 10, is 91 closer to 90 or is it closer to rounded up 100? And the answer is 90. Is this one, you're rounding to the nearest 1,000. Is 8,399 closer to 8,000 or 9,000? It's closer to 8,000. And so you see that in the answer. Okay, last one. We're going to take the number 8323 and we're going to do it 3 times. First, we're going to round it to the nearest 10. Well, the 3 tells us to leave it same, and so it will be 8320. Let's do it again. 8323, and let's round to the nearest 100. Well, the 2 tells us what to do, and it says leave it the same. So it will be 8300. Last one, it says round it to the nearest 1,000. I guess I better write the number down. 8323. The nearest 1,000. 8 is in the thousands place. The 3 tells me what to do, and it once again says leave it the same, so it will be 8000. Remember that behind the place that you're rounding always ends up with zeros. This one ended up with that 0, this one ended up with 2 zeros, this one ended up with 3 zeros. Okay, so I hope that is somewhat helpful with rounding. You will be expected to be able to round throughout the course. So if a number to the right of the rounding number, now the rounding number is the one I was highlighting, is 5 or more, then the rounding number goes up and then you finish with zeros. If the number to the right of the rounding number is 4 or less, you leave it the same and finish with zeros. Okay, I hope that helps. Please now do homework 1.4.1.